Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Buer, the DRF race of the day for Sunday, July the 17th. Race number 8 at the Spa. It's the Grade 3 Quick Call Stakes. 3-year-old turf sprinters. We're going 5/8 of a mile on the Mellon Turf Course. Let's take a peek at this field. You can scan the QR code for Race of the Day access on your mobile devices. You can play this race and the entire nice card at the Spa on Sunday with your DRF Bets account, which includes free Formulator past performances. And Mike, of the two kings of Saratoga, 4-Star Dave and Quick Call, you prefer Quick Call.
That might be true. Actually, that's a coin toss. I would say, Illman. You like to tease me. You like to tease me about 4-Star Dave. I was a fan. I just liked his brother better, but you know this.
4-Stars All-Star was an exceptional racehorse. I believe he was the first North American trained runner to win a European Classic. This is an interesting race because Big Invasion is back, seeking his 5th consecutive victory. He has shown he can win at 5.5. He's shown he can win at 7. He's shown he can win pace pressing. He's shown he can win from off the lead. What can't he do right now?
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to wonder that myself, Dan. As you know, we've done a couple of his races already. I've already taken a couple of shots against this horse. He keeps making me pay for it. I guess he's going to make me pay for it again, but I'm going to pick against him again in this race.
Well, let's take a look at the Time Form US Pace Projector because, again, he is versatile. No Bells, the number 4, Mike. I think I said that right.
I hope so.
Has some early speed. So does One Timer, and Run Curtis Run also has some pace. I think this pace, there's a chance it could heat up. Really, the key is what is Jamie Spencer going to do with Asymmetric, because he was a runoff last time. They're taking the blinkers off, trying to settle him down.
Yeah, that was, boy, that horse just bolted clear on way too fast a pace going 7 last time, off a layoff to boot. I don't think they're going to ride him that way, Dan. As you mentioned, the blinkers are off. He showed over in Europe anyway that he could sit a little bit and still run a good race. I got to believe that's the plan today.
The number 1, Sky and Sand, goes out for trainer Steve Asmussen, and he's a bit of an enigma wrapped in a riddle. He won his turf debut with a career top buyer speed figure. It looked like he had found his surface. He was favored over a couple of these last time out, and he just didn't fire. I know the race was controlled by horses on the front end, but he was close to the pace as well, and he kind of backed up a bit.
I didn't like that performance either. I don't really know what to say about him, Dan. His first start on the turf was a good performance, but it was also a really soft trip, close to a really easy pace. I mean, I thought he ran fine. The big test came last time, and he just wasn't up for it. And this race is way tougher than that one.
Surprise Boss is a very underrated New York bred. Won his first 3 starts on turf, including here at Saratoga last year, and he just missed last time out in one of the New York Stallion Series events, going 7/8 of a mile. Now, he was on the lead in this race. They weren't going very fast. He ends up finishing a solid 2nd, and that's what he is. He's solid. I do like him cutting back to 5.5, and he does have the versatility to sit off the pace if need be.
I agree with all that stuff. Listen, you're not going to be blown away by this performance because, as you've already mentioned, Dan, it was a really slow pace that he was controlling. On the other hand, I thought he was pretty game through the stretch, going 7, which might be a little far. The horse to beat him, Dakota Gold, is very good. So I don't know. I thought he ran fine last time, and I like all of his other 3 turf starts. So it's not an easy spot for him. I think he can contend with these horses, though.
Another New York bred's the number 3. That's Run Curtis Run. Has shown promise from the start. A stakes winner against fellow New York breds at Saratoga last year. And he ran well on the turf last time out to be 2nd. He was up close to the pace. He just couldn't get past the leader late. But I wonder if he's racing himself back into shape for an expert trainer, Michael Maker. This will be his 3rd start of the year. And he was good enough to be grade 3 placed in 2021.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, I guess the question with him is, what kind of trip can he get in this race? Because he does feel like he wants to be forward. They did concede the lead early last time and then came to the outside and took a pretty good run at that winner on the lead. He just wasn't good enough to win that race. I mean, I guess he ran fine. I found it tough to make him in here, Dad. I don't know what kind of trip he can get.
Number 4, Nobels. He's a gelding. He's won his last 4 races, and we're expected him to be on the lead according to Timeform US, as he was in a race at Woodbine 2 starts back, where he controlled it from start to finish over the Tapeta in very impressive fashion. And then he transferred that race to turf last time out, beating Run Curtis Run, where he went to the lead. But again, that race was dominated by pace setters. It might be a little bit tougher on the front end this time around.
Yeah, I'm expecting it to be a lot tougher for him. Again, Run Curtis Run just conceded the lead to this horse last time and then couldn't chase him down. I did think that this horse ran well in there. Obviously, he's run 4 in a row. The last 2 are pretty fast races, so he's in really good form right now. I guess he's dangerous. I think this pace is going to be fast. I wanted other horses.
First time turf for the 5, Dance Code, who's kept good company on the main track. He is a stakes winner on dirt, graded stakes placed on dirt. Kind of think he's reached his peak on that surface. Interesting that they're giving him a shot here, especially since the same trainer has the number 2 Surprise Boss. Maybe they're hoping for a rain-off with Dance Code. What do you think of the turf pedigree? I think it's acceptable.
Yeah, I think it's acceptable too. Obviously, though, this is a horse who's going to have to be way better on turf than he is on dirt. I actually like him a little bit on dirt. I think he's run some good races. Boy, I didn't really see him being able to beat this field, though, Dan. I think it's just a really tough spot. I sort of looked at him like maybe you did. Maybe he's just in here in case it comes off.
The 6 is one-timer, and this is a horse that has big early speed. And I wonder if he's just going to take the race to the 4 early, and maybe that could set things up for some closers. He is already a stakes winner on turf. Won the Speak Easy at Santa Anita last year, showed high speed in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf Sprint. And off the layoff, he showed no rust, Mike. They found a great spot for him at Presque Isle down sprinting, and he went right to the front and dominated that field at odds on. You'll know him early, and it looks like he's got a little bit of quality.
Yeah, I think so too. He won that race off the layoff very easily last time. They just couldn't keep up with this horse. He didn't even break that great from the gate, but he was too fast for them, and he just never gave that field a chance. Good performance. I really liked his turf debut last year. Then I thought he ran really well winning the Speakeasy. I guess the Breeders' Cup, you don't have to be too hard on him for it. They tried to use his speed in there. He contested the pace with the winner in there. He was no match through the stretch, but it wasn't a terrible performance. This horse is pretty dangerous.
In many ways, Asymmetric, the 7, could be the key to this race. He showed a lot of class last year as a 2-year-old in Europe as a group stakes winner. Now, I liked him in his seasonal debut, the Paradise Creek. They asked him to go 7/8 of a mile, and he just ran off in the early stages. Opened up a big lead through some fast fractions. And all in all, Mike, he hung on very well to be second behind Big Invasion. The blinkers are coming off. He has a race under his belt. Maybe he sits just off the leaders, ready to pounce with first run.
That's what I thought they would do. And he's also cutting back in distance here, which I actually think is a good thing for him. I don't know. I'm certainly willing to, just sort of give him a little bit of a pass for the Paradise Creek. He went way too fast in there. And as you've already mentioned, he didn't even run that poorly considering the trip that he got. He was good last year. And, they showed it in some of those races after the first couple of starts anyway, that they could take him back and he would still run his race from off the pace. And I think that could be key in here.
Big Invasion, the horse to beat for Christophe Clement, the number 8. We're going to watch his last start, the Paradise Creek, where he defeats Asymmetric. Asymmetric turns for home with the lead, but it's been whittled away. And Big Invasion, who is 4 wide turning into the stretch, is going to run by with a minimum of fuss. He wins in true ridden-out fashion. He's earned Beyer speed figures of 91 or greater in his last 4 turf races. His versatile running style makes him tough, and he has some upside as well. He's the horse to beat. Everything to like except price.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, I don't really have anything to add to that. If I'm being honest, Dan, and I know that this horse is good and he's run well every time, his races just leave me a little cold. I just have a really hard time buying into this horse. I know he's good. I just don't think he's necessarily as good as he looks on paper. And if nothing else, he really did take advantage last time. I'm not going to knock his performance, but he took advantage in there. He's the horse to beat in here. I'm betting against him.
Both the 9 and the 10 are entered main track only. Senbei, the number 9, will be very, very dangerous, obviously, if this race is washed off of the turf. Before we get to our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for all the latest DRFTV video offerings. Top pick time for the quick call. I'm going to chalk out with Big Invasion. I just think he's way the horse to beat in this race. You're going back with Asymmetric. He showed a lot of promise in his North American debut. It's all about whether he can relax. I like him cutting back.
Yeah, I like all those things too. I think this is a good spot for this horse. We'll see. He's going to have to, try to do it a different way here and take down Big Invasion. I think he can do it.
We'll see if Big Invasion can make it 5 wins in a row for Christophe Clement. He'll go off favored in Saturday's Quick Call at Saratoga, your DRF race of the day. Good luck.